On the next video, I'm going to talk about the short story by his bootstraps, written by Robert A. Heinlein. And I must say that I really recommend reading this book. It was such an adventure reading it, and also a funny thing because it made me realize that answers may be on our face, and sometimes we just don't see them. And okay, so the story starts with Bob, who, after locking himself alone in his apartment, works on his doctoral thesis the night before it's due. He anticipates finishing, and well, however, a familiar looking stranger in the room tells him it's all wrong. And the stranger tries to convince him to go through a gate. We really didn't know what kind of gate was, and well, he tells him that going into the gate will make him like successful and everything is going to be better, and he will supposedly gain power and all that. And despite getting liquored up, Bob remains unconvinced until another stranger tries to stop him from going through. A fist fight ensues, and Bob plunged through the portal. So he wakes up, and it's 30,000 years into the future. And at the beginning, it looks like a lovely future with beautiful woman and plane. And before Bob can enjoy his new future, he must go back through the portal and convince the man on the other side to enter. And well, the man on the other side, you guessed it, is himself from earlier. So here's where the charm comes. Bob, or Joe as he now calls himself, so as to confuse his first self, is annoyed with an arrogant, stubborn self. And well, who of us has not been annoyed with ourselves? But what a singer of self-recrimination. The second return is repetitious, but thankfully shorter, although the charm here is like a new introspection. And it's actually kind of weird because when I was reading this, it said his first response was still illogical but quite human and common feeling of, look what you made me to do. Now have you done it? And who have done it? Humans are quick to shift blame, but who's guilty? And I've been in that kind of situation, and it's not actually too easy to know whenever you're in a bad position and you're doing something wrong. But then finally, or maybe, well, not finally, Bob remains in the future to chase down this mysterious dictator, a dictator, and the books he retrieves on the prince suggests that this interpretation may be viable, like a someone, like a human being that it's like a supreme maybe, and however dictator remains elusive. And the title and conclusion may be ambiguous. I think that by his bootstraps alludes, the pulling oneself up, and pulling oneself up by one's bootstraps. And your success, I think, it depends. At least this is what I got. Your success depends only on you. And, one could say that Bob helps himself. On the other hand, well, on the other, he has to help of other individuals. I think that as a conclusion, I can say that it was really good reading this because we never know how wrong we are until we see the whole picture, and then we start to analyze the situation, and just when we get to see all this window of possibilities, we get to pick how are we going to act, and that's really important. And that's what I learned from this book. It is a really good book. It's well written. At first I thought that it was going to be tedious, and it wasn't. Because the whole repetition of the story and all that, but it's really good. I think it's something that you need to read at least once. And time travel, it's really interesting, and it's something that we should know because we see it in the movies and we see it on science fiction, but it will be really interesting to do this, and just to know that maybe we think about time traveling sometime if that happens. Um, it will be good to know that we can change the future because sometimes things are just the way they are and we just can't change them. And yeah, thanks for reading if you are going to read. And thanks for watching the video. I hope you like it. And I hope I didn't spoil your reading or your whole thing. And thank you.